like the world is burning down and we're all scared. I'd be foolish if I pretended it's all good when I see another brother lose the life he built. 'Cause yesterday used to feel free, driving to work, walking the streets. All our dreams were within reach. And I'm so sick of watching the news. I step outside, stare at the moon. Lord, I know we'll make it through. Hold on to brighter days, the sunshine is on its way. No need to be afraid, we're gonna be okay. Our hope will never die, here in the dark we shine. We'll make it through the night, keep reaching for the light. We're gonna get through this, we're gonna get through this, we're gonna get through this. I'd be lying if I said I still believe our lives will get back to the way they used to be. And I'd be foolish if I pretended I feel peace when my heart feels half alive without you here with me. All alone, stuck in my head, late at night, tossing in bed, praying all these thoughts away. Wake me up, missing your touch. The days are long and I've had enough. I just wanna see your face. Hold on to brighter days, the sunshine is on its way. No need to be afraid, we're gonna be okay. Our hope will never die, here in the dark we shine. We'll make it through the night, keep reaching for the light. We're gonna get through this, we're gonna get through this, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this.
Oh, no, they definitely are, but it's only
We're gonna get through this. 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 We're gonna get through this.
cheers.
We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this.
I wanted to wait a while before talking about the impact that coronavirus has had on my life because I wanted to make sure nothing I talked about was temporary, but instead a permanent change that took place because of the pandemic. I think it'll be really interesting to look back on this super weird year where the pandemic literally shut down the world and how I was affected by it. So let's start from the beginning. Our Governor Abbott, made the announcement to lock down our county into quarantine on my 22nd birthday, which was March 13th, 2020. A few small things I immediately noticed at the time was that H-E-B no longer made my favorite donuts, mostly because they were self-serve. Also, traffic was non-existent because most of the businesses and schools were shut down. There was no toilet paper or cleaning products, and gas plummeted to $1.19 per gallon. That only was just after a couple of weeks. Also, fun fact, this was the fastest economic decline in modern history, and also the fastest rebuild before it fell again. So initially, I kind of loved the 2-week quarantine. That was what it was originally supposed to be, 2 weeks. I didn't have to turn down plans that I didn't want to go to, yet I still had time to myself. I had more time to meditate and read my Bible, more time to hang with my family because Noah got to come home from college. And I saved some money on eating out. As time went on, I was still enjoying that time of not being allowed to see people. It was almost like I felt relieved of just that pressure. It was refreshing, it was freeing, it was fantastic, to be honest, which is weird coming from an extrovert, but it was. Plus, I got really into writing letters to my friends, probably too into it, actually. I would take up to like 8 to 12 hours on the weekends to finish them because I would like hand draw flowers. I would make little envelopes and trinkets and handwrite multiple pages. The only time I saw my friends was actually in April. We went into the parking lot of our middle school, or at least my middle school, and we sat 6 feet apart. We were by our cars at first, and we just talked for hours. In a weird way, I felt like I grew closer to Hunter because we regularly wrote each other and we went really deep into these letters. Still in like that April-May time frame, I realized my sleep schedule changed. I would run in the evenings instead of at 5 in the morning. I would wake up at 7 to be in the office at 8 because, again, no traffic. And it became increasingly clear which people have a relationship with God because of what they were saying on social media about the world, and what they were saying to each other and how they were freaking out or not freaking out. I got into day trading. I poured a lot more effort into my job, mostly because it became a lot more demanding. And I had less people distracting me in the office as well, so I was able to get more done. So moving on to the June-August time frame, I started working from home. I stopped writing so many letters, and gas rose to $1.75. I know, it's rough, but still super high compared to the $1.19. It hovered there for a while. I think it's still around like $1.60 or something right now. So restaurants opened, but I don't go that much because to me it's so stupid to wear a mask to walk 10 feet only to take it right back off. Not that I don't enjoy going out to restaurants or that I'm taking the pandemic over seriously. It just seems so weird to do that, and I don't want to support that kind of behavior. I developed an online shopping problem, started using social media a lot less, mostly because it's boring now and no one has anything interesting to say. It's also very political. The world felt like it started to pick back up again, and things got really loud really fast. Everywhere except my friendships, actually. I felt super isolated and rejected for a really long time during that August, July time frame, and I don't really know why. It was like I was sad for no reason. But moving on to September, and now as I reflect on everything taking place and how I'm currently feeling, as we're still in lockdown, I hate it. It is the worst. The world is on in the worst ways and off in the best ways. So I guess I mean, although everything is still loud and demanding and people have tapered off from taking this super, super seriously, they're still going through those motions. There are no concerts, no big events. Some of my friends are still too paranoid to hang out, and social media is just flooded with subjective politics. I've also noticed who my real friends are in this whole thing by checking in with people and reaching out, etc. And to be honest, it's really not what I expected. Let's see here. Also, I hadn't been hanging out with people for like 4 months, and when I finally started to, I failed miserably at communication. I just didn't know how to act normal for some reason, and it really baffled me. I was like, when I went to go hang out with somebody for the first time, actually the first few times, I was fumbling on my words. I didn't engage people. I got nervous before going into the gathering, like sweating and breathing heavily, and I felt drained afterwards. To be honest, I'm still kind of worried that I'll be out of practice on how to deal with people, that I won't be able to hang out with them normally or be myself or express myself when everything goes back to the new normal, I guess. For example, in regards to this, like trying to be sympathetic with people, joke, hide my facial expressions, things like that. I feel like I've lost the ability to do those things. Last thing, and another thing throughout all this, is that I thoroughly can appreciate calmness. It's so rare, I've realized, and it should be cherished. Overall, this pandemic made me appreciate what I had before. It's enhanced people's other love language, since quality time and physical touch aren't always possible. And it has made the small things a big deal again, like gathering together to worship in church, bare faces, physically working with a team, and bars. Oh, bars. I really miss those things so much. I miss all of my senses being engaged and like just having the option to attend crowded spaces. I didn't realize what a big deal that was, and it's been super weird not having it. So anyway, I just wanted to reflect on this and the things that temporarily change, the things that change permanently, and how I feel affected by everything. Luckily, I never did get diagnosed with the virus, and nobody close to me did either, which is a huge blessing. But I'm not gonna lie, I really hope that the way we're handling this is over soon, and we can start to get together with large crowds again, because I just miss the way life used to be.